Oh no, Dr. Nelly and Ricky did survive. Oh, never mind. Take that whole ending back. But hello, and welcome to Iconic Productions, Call of Cthulhu, Horror on the Orient Express game. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us again this week. Sadly, this will be our final evening here in the year 2020. And it was with great sadness that I bestow that information upon you. However, on the plus side, Call of Cthulhu is a very popular game in and of its own right, and nothing that we have done has diminished from that. If you were to go to a website, chaosium.com, you will find the Call of Cthulhu books and character sheets and game all there for you. Chaosium is the company that produces Call of Cthulhu. They also produce RuneQuest and 7th Sea, along with a few other ones. Those are their three most popular. And I'm really plugging them because, hey, they have great deals sometimes. And as some of our players just found out, you can get the starter set for Call of Cthulhu for, it was like about $27 with tax. And it has quick start rules, scenarios, ready-made characters, maps, handouts, and dice. Now, if you are one of those people who do not have a keeper or other people in your life who would love to play RPGs, first of all, we're everywhere, so you can find us. Second of all, Chaosium has put out these Alone Against scenario books, and they are solo adventures. There are several of them, Alone Against the Flames, Alone Against the Frost, Alone Against the Tide, Alone Against the Darkness. I feel like there's like one more, but it's something that you can play by yourself. You make a character for yourself, and then it's a choose your own adventure. You roll your stats, and if you're successful, you go in one direction. If you're not as successful, you go in the other. And so that is just something that you can pick up for yourself, or because, you know, it is that season for someone in your life who loves to game. I really hope there are like 3 people who should not watch this because I might have just spoiled your Christmas present. Hey, but we are back here in our game here on Iconic Production. And yeah, when we last left off, the intrepid investigators who we were discussing earlier are not heroes, but just normal, everyday people who want to make the world a better place, have discovered Count Fenelick, a vampire, and his final resting place would have been the asylum. His final living quarters, if you will, his villa, was burned down to the ground in a peak of fury and anger due to his awful and terrible deeds. The group has discovered the old resting grounds of his villa, talked to the lovely Dr. Christian Lorien, his wife Veronique, and their daughter Diane, and the group and this family have decided that in the morning they would like to go looking for the Count's basement, looking for what could possibly have been accidentally left behind. As they were getting ready for the evening, little Diane came running, screaming out of her room, claiming she saw a boogeyman outside of her window on the second floor of their house, at which point Charlie agreed to spend the night with the little girl to help her feel safe. The rest of the group discussed splitting up and investigating, and that was shot down hard. And yeah, you all got a fairly good night's sleep, some sleeping on couches and some sleeping in beds. But the next morning, the sun does rise. It is snowy, it is cold, but you are all here. Let's get this party started.
I don't know. I guess we round people up and start exploring.
Yeah.
Breakfast. I'm glad you found that so funny.
I don't really know why I didn't. I mean, it's funny. I just realized my notebook is over there. I've got to grab it. You guys decide how you want to do this. You have potentially a map. You have the doctor. You're probably going to have to roll some investigation checks. / navigate / survival /
Just going to pre-roll all of them.
navigate and luck.
Great.
Be right back. I have to grab mine.
Great over breakfast.
Oh no, where's Becca?
Give me
So
that.
lost.
Give me that European back bacon. God, I still think of it often.
What country are we in again?
I'm sure Nellie and Charlie are going to be straight to the kitchen in the morning.
Country of Paris. I know my planets. Wait.
I came in a very odd part, and I do not understand what's happening.
This is what happens when you leave, Becca. Everything goes haywire.
This episode,
Apparently, I mean,
So
Ellie learns to drink a lot of caffeine.
we've really only decided that we're going to eat breakfast.
We're going to deliberate over breakfast.
okay, cool. Deliberation is
I was going to
good.
say, eat some breakfast, look at the map, and start going from there.
All right.
This map.
Cool. I would like somebody to roll a navigate check for me then.
Navigate.
Does anyone have navigate? I just have the base navigate.
I do.
I
Does
do.
anyone
Oh,
else
yeah,
have
you
it
do.
better than I do?
Mine is only a 30 though.
Okay.
You should still roll that. It's better than a 10.
All right, I will attempt. And it, as I lose my whole dice vault. Okay. An attempt is made.
You got a hard success.
I got a hard success.
I got a hard fail, so let's do that.
Awesome. You got a hard success. That is great. You are, once you finish breakfast, you are able to locate the cellar steps in about 15 minutes.
Hey, that's what she rolled. 15. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence indeed. So you find a kind of rusted old gate that's set into the ground. The top step underneath the rusted metal is charred brick, and you realize you guys are going to have to dig quite a bit to kind of unearth this. It takes you some time, but Veronique, with her right hand, brings out a kettle of hot chocolate at one point to warm you all. She tries to keep Dion away. However, Dion has decided that Charlie is now her best friend and continues to babble at her in French incessantly.
Would it be possible for me to like pick up a little French from her and like point things and be like, how do you say that in French?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
It was a hard success. Wait, if it's equal,
It's a hard success.
if it's equal the number of the hard success, does that make it
Yeah.
a hard success? Okay, cool.
Yes, it does. Awesome. You are able to pick up very basic phrases. Dr. Nelly, it is precious how Charlie is learning, where is the bathroom? Où est le toilette? Or, I like croissants. J'aime le croissant.
You were doing so wonderfully.
Thanks.
All right. So you get to the bottom and you find an old steel door from the 18th century on the 18th step. I would like a strength roll to see just kind of how quickly you guys get through this door.
Yep. I feel like, yep.
I fail.
Oh, so close.
Wow. That's a extreme success for me.
Oh. So, question now. Are you a pusher or a puller?
I feel like I'd probably be better at pushing, but in this case, I'd probably pull. Well, let's say if it's pushable, I'm going to push it.
Okay. You do push it, and you see that one of the things that is kind of holding that door shut is a fallen beam. But with your kind of hips, shoulders, and skills for pushing, when you're boxing, you are able to kind of just shove that door in and breaks the beam, and so the door opens.
Is it safe to go in even though that beam is down?
Spot hidden checks. Making you roll all the dice tonight, guys.
I got another success.
So I also was I was not successful in spot hidden.
2 extreme successes. I rolled a 1, she rolled a 2.
Well, I don't know. Does it count as a... Oh, yeah. Never mind. We're good.
Ricky, what distracts you from really noticing a lot? What are you
Fine
focusing
grain of the wooden beam. It's just a really nice piece of wood. I'm not sure how it felt.
Cool. I feel like Ricky is a carpenter, and we never really knew this.
They're gonna be like, but it's you gotta when you know wood, it's just you gotta appreciate it. Nice. Okay.
No wood.
So,
Good.
yeah. Charlie and Mason, I got this right. It's fine. Charlie and Mason, you notice that there are exposed roots coming up from the floor of the basement. And that is a little unusual because you are underground, so you would assume roots are coming down, not up. And it almost looks like the roots all have little they all end in a 5-way juncture bulb, almost as if it's like hands reaching out are coming up through the cellar floor.
Oh, that's super creepy.
It really is. The rooms are empty off the hall to either side. There are no wine racks. There's no old furniture. Dr. Christian Lorient is just in amazement at everything that he sees down here. And as you guys kind of walk through, you realize that these different rooms you are passing might have been prison cells.
Makes sense. Dubro tortured people. We know that from our research.
Yeah, you even find a few cages. You find some skeletons.
I have a question.
Yes.
How is the rest of the wood for the beams in this basement? Is it as high of quality as it was near the door?
Anything that seems to be used to lock people up, yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm. It was there was some nice quality torture implements. There even is a lounge, a chaise lounge, placed in front of a rack, as though to allow an onlooker to take his leisure while the victim suffered. 2 skeletons are chained together, one in the rotting remains of a bridal veil. At this point, the general horrors and uneasiness of the basement is going to require you to make a sanity check.
That's never good for me.
Well,
Oh my god.
Yeah. How much sanity do I have? Oh, good. I rolled just barely under it.
Wait, do I have to make an insanity check too?
yes.
Same.
Everyone who's in the basement, including Dr. Christian, needs to make a sanity check.
I succeed.
Okay.
I hope you succeed with the 39.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm pretty crazy.
Check.
But I'm not. I'm still a well-adjusted human being who only sometimes sounds like she's Australian.
Did anybody fail? Okay. Good. So yeah, it is just a creepy place. Makes you all a little uneasy and a little nervous about what is down in here. As you guys go forth, you see there is an extended hallway beyond these prison cells. And it almost seems like the room down at the far end of the hallway is glowing.
I mean, like an air? Like if there's a draft, you mean? Blowing?
Sorry, glowing.
Glowing like a
There
light
is
bulb.
light.
Oh, light. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Do we like flashlights, right? Or torches, you know?
Uh-huh.
Torches
Yeah,
with
you
the
have
flashlight.
the lights.
Does
Oh,
it? Can we tell if it's like an outside light or like a sunlight or like a flickering lantern or?
So you descended about 9 feet underground.
Okay.
It's probably not daylight, especially because the time of year is January, which leads to a typically white and blue and cold light, and the light up ahead is none of those colors. More aquamarine, violet, orange, and green.
Creepy. Let's go check it out, everybody. Actually, is there anything near like the lounge area?
What are you looking for?
Well, I guess kind of describe the area. Is it more of like a bench in front of these cells? Is it like, are there like bookshelves there? Is it
No bookshelves. It is.
coffee table?
It is a lounge in which someone could lay on and watch people being tortured.
Is there
So,
under it?
like the couch that you just kind of lean on.
But get tortured on?
No.
No.
Somebody to watch the torture. She said that like
Oh,
very clearly
Oh.
when she was describing.
like we're into some weird kink here. Okay.
No. I wouldn't. Well, I mean, they could be aroused and watching other people
So-
be brutally.
Is there anything under it? I guess I'm just looking for like miscellaneous things or like a key, for instance, for these cellar doors.
Or like a notebook as to what was actually going
Yeah,
on.
so I'm looking for a notebook or a key is really what I'm looking for.
Okay, you guys rolled extreme successes in your spot hidden check earlier, correct?
Yeah.
So as you guys are intensely searching this chaise, you discover a... Oh, I'm about to say something that I'm not entirely sure it's time appropriate. Hang on. Let me just double check this real fast. Oh, yeah, totally. All right. You discover a very ornate pocket watch
Oh, cool.
with a very beautifully engraved letter F on the outside of it. It was kind of tucked into the cushions, and as you pull it out, it's about yay big. Very nice chain. You don't know where you could like open it. It'll take some like investigating and maybe tinkering with to figure out how to pop it open. But yes, you have found a pocket watch.
Cool.
Can I go investigate the torture device and find out more of what it does?
Okay, sure.
We're looking at, wait, there's a torture device there?
There's a lot
yeah.
of torture devices, yes.
Oh, I thought it was just like a cellar. My
No,
bad. I
there's
missed
like
that part.
cages and all kinds of people skeletons strapped together. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was weird to me that there's a nice couch in viewing distance of the torture device. I want to know what room we just walked into to assess the danger of what we may be facing.
Fair.
Okay. So, a rack, which you would use to stretch someone out.
Okay.
Small cages, which people would be very uncomfortable, but still be placed inside. Chained skeletons, and other sharp razored objects left on the ground in various rooms. So it's a set of about 6 different prison rooms. And the way the Chase Lounge is set up is so that the person sitting there could view at least the entrances to all 6 rooms, but the rack in particular.
Can I, or I should say, can Nellie? So she's an anthropologist. So can she look at the skeleton's teeth? She
I don't
wants
want to.
arbitrarily get a kind of date on them. So I'm gonna do a
Roll for that.
yeah. I would assume it's an anthropology role because this is a specialization of anthropology. Okay.
Yes.
That's so creepy.
There's a skeleton. It's not
I
hard to you.
Oh. Hard
Sorry,
to-
say that again, Lee.
I hard succeeded.
Okay, awesome. You are able to determine that these were probably the victims of the 1789 Count Fenelix Twisted Pleasures and the raid on his villa and house. Several of the people here are peasants. They are people who did not have excellent dietary supplements, but there are a couple of these skeletons are from a more noble background. The bride in particular was a noble woman.
There's a bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a veil and
I
stuff.
missed that.
Strapped to somebody else. Can we tell like the ratio of females versus males?
It's about 50-50.
Okay,
Cool. I think we should probably start heading towards
the
the light.
We're all gonna die.
All right.
Yeah, I was like,
I just wanted to assess to make sure that these weren't like fresh bones and that this was like, a reoccurring thing that's been happening.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, they're all over 100 years old.
so there's a glowing room.
Nellie's gonna scurry on to the back of the group as we
Okay.
proceed.
And besides Nellie, who else has a light?
I think I do.
Okay, Ricky does,
Yeah.
and Mason, and Nellie. So Charlie, you're the only one without a light.
Did I acquire a light at some point?
I think
Well,
when we went into the asylum, I think most of us had lights.
does it make sense for Charlie to have one?
Sure. Yes, because I'm a mechanic, and when I'm like digging around in engines, I need a light.
Okay, so Charlie has a little pen light.
It's fine. It'll work. I'm okay with it.
And as you go down this hallway, Nellie has said she's in the back. Is anyone stepping forward to the front?
I feel like I'll probably be closer to the front. I'm the scaredy cat of the group, but for some reason, I'm up front.
I don't know if you're more scared than Nelly. We'll have to, I guess, probably soon set this one to the test.
Dr.
I don't like set myself apart. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just like right there.
So it's a nice tight grouping. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Except for Lee, or I'm sorry, Nellie. She's in the distance in the back.
No, she's catching up.
She's keeping probably she's a comfortable there, a respectful space. But not,
but
behind everyone.
When you're afraid, you kind of huddle together. That's what we're all doing right now.
Yeah. She's close enough that she can shove someone else into whatever is oncoming. No, just kidding.
That's my
That's
point.
just-
I don't know.
What if we go in groups of 2?
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna walk forward. Just I'll lead the way. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So you guys head down this hallway. It is long. Surprisingly, you would have expected from the light that maybe this room was only 10, 20 feet. It's a good, I was gonna say 30 feet down, 30, 40 feet. And you kind of realize that this room is probably going to be situated underneath the house. If you want to figure out exactly where, you can give me a navigate roll, or just know you're probably directly underneath the house at this point.
I'll go ahead and roll for that. I'm kind of curious.
Are we
I don't-
particularly cold?
I do not.
No.
January, we're 9-ish feet under, but we're directly under the house. Are we cold or is it?
You're not particularly cold.
Not particularly cold.
Random question: is anything behind us?
Dr. Charles Lorien.
Okay, cool. I just was curious if he disappeared or if he's still around.
His eyes
no.
are this big.
Nellie is firmly behind him.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So Nellie is behind you. So you look back and none of the skeletons are moving. There's nobody standing back there. But you enter into this room. Did anybody successfully roll their navigate?
Oh, I didn't roll. Hold on.
I mean, only if you want. Okay. And so you enter into a room and you realize that the glow is coming from roses. The whole back wall of this room are thick rose vines. They have an oily black sheen. It drips a black ichor from the long thorns, and the roses themselves are glowing, and they are aquamarine, violet, orange, bright green, colors you do not typically see on roses. You realize the vines have grown through the remains who died here. So there are skeletons that seem to be held up and held into the vines. You see vines growing out of sockets. You see it twining through rib cages. Flowers are blooming where hearts would probably be in a living person. But yeah, so they pulled the dead into strange, obscene poses. And at the base of this wall, this curtain of flowers of oily thorns, is a left arm of a statue.
Oh God, I want to pick it up so bad, but I know I don't want to touch it.
With this,
Like sciencey tools?
say that again, my dear.
Oh, like, do we have any science tools with us?
What kind of science tools would you have?
Well, for one, I was thinking maybe like I don't remember what they're called, but there are those gauges that can detect radioactive presence, and then also like I don't know, see if we can identify like a basic chemistry droppings, so like drop, saline,
Okay.
whatever.
So-
I am not a
No, here's my question for you,
the bubble, or
Lee.
Yeah.
Would Dr. Nelly bring that with her on a trip? And would it be on her person or would it be in her luggage?
She's an anthropologist. She wouldn't have any of this. She would, however, always carry a trowel. But I was asking about Dr. Charles, if he would.
He might. The chemist might have more stuff.
Oh, that's what I meant. I thought he was a chemist. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the base of the rose bush is this arm. Is the arm like attached to the rose bush at all, or is it just sitting at the base of it?
It is just sitting at the base of it. I do need everybody to make a sanity check with this glowing, oily, skeleton-infested
I'm on fire.
stuff.
I'm safe.
If I roll a 009, is that a 9 or
That's
is that
a
a
9.
100? Okay,
It's a 9.
then I'm safe.
However, even with your being successful in sanity, you do lose 1 point simply from the sight of this changing your worldview and understanding.
So, oh man. Should I just touch it, guys? Like, I would want to go pick it up. I'm also super creeped out by it all, so I don't know what my character would do in this situation.
I will.
Wait. So we haven't really seen anything overly supernatural yet.
I mean, you haven't seen all the dead bodies we all
Right,
have.
but it's just a statue. That's the thing. So it's not like we'd be expecting something crazy to happen,
Okay, so to get to the arm, you're gonna have to cut through some of the vines. It is just lying on the ground, but you'd have to kind of clear away the vines to get to it. If anyone wants to roll a natural world, we can see how supernatural this is.
Yeah.
This is why you bring the professor along with you.
I think Paul bought loaded dice.
I've been rolling very well today, and it's making me so happy. I succeeded at Natural World. I hard succeeded at Natural World.
Okay. So the black ichor that is oozing from the plants is surplus sap, and it is not of this world. It is probably being influenced by something.
Okay.
Whether that's a statue's arm is a little hard to swallow.
See, I mean, I could probably convince myself that it was like because all the bodies are there and it's like doing something weird, but also it's supernatural, so.
Yeah, maybe it is all the skeletal bodies.
Yeah. I guess I would tell people to not touch the black stuff, but I don't know, maybe we go get like a machete out of the garage or something like that to sort of like chop away.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to do that.
Or maybe just get like a hoe so we can like scrape the thing out. I like that idea.
From a distance.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to.
12-foot hoe.
I don't want to break the vines because I feel like something bad will happen.
Also, we can go get a chemistry set.
I mean, we already know it's not natural.
Right, but we could maybe study it later.
Put some in a bottle.
Yeah.
Cool, why not?
Okay,
So
is it going to be gone when we get back,
I mean,
though?
we'll just send like 1 or 2 people to go grab stuff and come back. It's not like... I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay. Sorry, say that again, Lee.
What does it smell like in here?
Oh, that is a good question. It smells. It is a bizarre mixture of floral, rose, and rot.
Okay.
It does smell like roses. Like, they smell, the roses smell normal.
You're gonna get close to a rose to see if it is specifically the rose that's smelling that way. But there is a general perfume of rose in the air.
All right.
I'm pretty content with that.
All right, let's get some tools to pull this arm thing out and call it good.
Who is going to go and get a tool? Who is staying and watching the plant?
I'll stay with the plant. I have a trowel. Can we
Scoop it in.
just kind of...
I'll hang out.
Oh, so I guess I gotta go get tools. Okay, cool.
We could nominate not Charlie, Ricky to go with you.
Okay. So Ricky and Charlie go get tools.
Sure.
Okay. Dr. Lorien will go with you to take you to his shed and help you out, pull out the things from the gardener. There's a pair of shears. There's a shovel. There's a machete.
Yes.
Well, what all are you looking for, Charlie?
I think that's probably a shovel.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Does he have a chemistry set?
I mean, we just need a glass bottle.
Oh,
Hey, I'm gonna open my Coke bottle and just drink it, and we can put stuff in there. Done.
But we probably still want a dropper because I don't want to touch that stuff.
I mean, we could just scrape it in. It sounds like there's a lot of it, so.
You have a chemistry set?
Our brushes during this time, maybe Phantom knows this. Are hairbrushes during this time still made of horsehair? Or an organic material? Or have they moved to synthetic plastics?
I mean...
Does it matter?
Well, yes, because if Nellie uses a brush, which she would absolutely have being a woman, on the ichor, and the ichor starts to dissolve in organic material, she would know if it is highly acidic and thus dangerous.
I mean, you could also just pull out some tufts of hair and...
Yeah, but that would require me to pull my hair, whereas if I just have a hairbrush, I can just gently touch it, watch, and if it doesn't harm it, I could maybe put gloves on and start manipulating.
It's a good call.
Yeah, hair. Probably. It is going to be organic.
Okay. So she's gonna touch some ichor with her hairbrush that she will now never use again and will dispose of very soon. Oh, she's first gonna put on gloves because she absolutely would have gloves.
She would. Okay, the sap does not start hissing and eating away at the organic material of your brush. It's not acidic like that.
Okay.
I'm still not going to touch it. It creeps me out.
She's definitely going to smell individually a rose, not get up in its business, but close enough.
Waft it.
Well, no, not waft, because if you waft, you disrupt the pollen. So she'll just get close and smell. She's curious.
Okay.
This is fascinating.
It is. It is fascinating. It does smell like rose, but you realize coming from the rose itself is the smell of rotten meat.
Oh, it's that one.
Okay. After a few minutes, Dr. Christian, Lorien, Charlie, and Ricky return with their stuff. And I would like you guys to do a spot hidden roll real fast.
Hey, look at you.
That is a hard success. Or what is the big
Extreme.
Extreme success.
I got a hard
Okay.
success. Just barely.
Charlie then did did Nellie make her spot hidden roll?
No, she's far too invested in the rotten meat smell.
Understandable. Charlie, you realize Dion has followed you.
Oh God.
Standing in the hallway. Her eyes are large as dinner plates, staring at the roses.
Okay,
Don't
I'm glad she's staring at the roses.
With the skeletons, yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the skeletons and the roses. Dang it.
Send her and Daddy away?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, can I like send her with the doctor and be like, hey, go take care of your daughter? Like, sorry.
Yeah, point her out to Dr. Christian, and he goes, oh, mon Dieu! And he goes and he scoops up Dion and takes her out and is gently scolding her the entire time. You hear her start crying. And Rachel, you as Charlie have picked up that she's crying that her arm hurts again. Okay.
Sorry.
No, what were you going to say?
Well, did we find out she has some kind of like medical condition or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does her arm feel better if she's inside or when she's away from it? Something to check later.
I was going to say, you're going to go after her and ask?
Nope. I'm definitely starting to work on this bush to get the arm.
Okay.
Since we know we need the arm.
Okay.
Wait, does the arm look like the statue that we're looking for?
It is a statue of an arm. You have not ever seen a picture of the piece entirely, so I would say yes.
Cool.
So oh God.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna stand back a little bit.
I'm gonna start going for it.
All right. So Miles, you take.
I'm not mine.
Mason.
Sorry, Miles. Mason. I have a name. Mason, you take about 20 minutes to clear away all the vines around the arm.
And I pull the arm out.
Okay. As soon as Mason pulls the arms out, Nellie, you are staring very intently at one of the roses, probably cataloging what you see. And all of a sudden, you see its petals starting to wither. It is starting to die.
So as he's slowly taking the statue arm, the roses are starting to die.
Yep.
Okay.
But not during the 20 minutes when I was hacking and slashing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've hacked at this thing for 20 minutes, so I mean it's gonna die. That's what I'm convinced of.
But that's not how it works. So Nellie's going to announce that and be like, they're immediately dying, which isn't normal. That's not a wilt. This is a die. And I'm worried that if we disturb this, that we're going to bring about something unannounced that might follow us if that is packed with that much energy. That was fascinating.
Do I feel anything when I'm grabbing this arm?
No. It's cold. It's unsure if it's exactly stone or metal.
Okay. I figure I'm just gonna keep going unless Nellie starts like screaming at me to put it down.
She won't scream at you. She'll just be like, we should run more tests before we remove it.
And
What happens if he puts it back?
Sure, I'll let go of it and maybe slide it back an inch or two and see what happens.
The vines continue to die. Ricky,
All right,
did
yeah, I'm
you
gonna pull it
have any other insight? that you wanted to share with the group about what was going on?
Just gonna offer to give him a hand, but looks like he's already got one. Hey,
Yeah.
that joke for the next. No, pull it out, man. Pull it out. Just they're dying anyways. Just yank it out. Come on.
Cool. I guess I'll grab it and start walking away from the bush.
All right. In minutes, the bush has died and is disintegrating on the floor of this stone room.
Do they still smell like rotting flesh?
Yes, the rotting flesh smell is stronger than the rose smell.
Gross.
Great.
Well, that's creepy. I'm gonna announce and then be like,
Is it part of the statue?
we think so.
But you just found an arm and you're just cutting around it. Okay, let's keep cutting.
It's gone though.
Yeah, we got it, so we can leave.
Or I mean, we can. Yeah. If Nellie wants to look around at all, is it getting darker because of this?
Yes, the glow coming from the roses has stopped, so it is just your torch lights.
So it's like there's a wall, and there was a wall covered in the vines and the roses, and there was just the arm of a statue there. No more statue, no more door, nothing else.
Correct.
Nice.
No door, no more statue. You
Her
do
arm hurts.
remember that there was talk about a statue being destroyed in this place and pieces carted off. And so perhaps this left arm was left behind on accident.
Probably not arbitrary question. We know that one of the girls' arms hurts. Which arm was it? And is that the same arm as the statue?
It was her left arm.
And is the statue arm a left arm?
It's a left arm statue.
Yeah.
I said that with a lot of confidence, and so now I'm nervous.
Cool. Well, hopefully my left arm doesn't start going to crap. Yeah.
Let's go.
Can
Let's get out of here.
So, do I know that the little girl's here?
She's up
Watching this?
being scolded.
Her father has taken her out of this area. Yes.
Okay. Nellie wants to quickly make her way back to the surface and snoop on what the scolding and also how she's doing.
I'm gonna just have that arm kind of close to her, because I'm curious to see if her arm feels better. I'm gonna ask her, since we heard her talk about her arm hurting.
What should think?
See if it feels better or worse.
Her dad pulled her out. And if Nellie's trying to snoop, then I'd probably try and stop you for a second.
Yeah, no, Nellie wants to listen. She doesn't want to make her presence known, especially while the dad is disciplining his daughter. She wants to hide behind a wall first and hear before she, goes in.
As you're coming to the door, Ricky's like, shh.
All right, I'll listen to Ricky.
Okay. Yeah, you hear her dad kind of scolding her for following the group, telling her she shouldn't have done that, and as she cries about her own arm, he tells her that he is very sad to hear that she's been hurt, but kind of one of those things, you have to listen to me when I tell you to stay away, and you can't follow us into basement, the creepy, creepy basement.
Cool.
So then she'll say, that was completely unhelpful, so she'll let, I keep saying Miles, and I know it's wrong. Mason, God, why did you do two M names?
And they are both MA names, Miles is an MI. I know how to spell. Okay. I'll also encourage Nellie to maybe take a sketch of the arm in the future, so that we just have a sketch of it.
You can do that. She's gonna
Um,
write that she saw down there too.
cool. Yeah, I'll go in and sort of talk to the guy and hold the arm around and ask the girl if her arm feels any better or if it doesn't feel good or what's going on.
She cries when she sees it. She doesn't like it. She says the boogeyman wants it. And her dad, Dr. Christian, is kind of appalled at what he had found beneath his house. And he tells you that he is planning on getting some more men to fill in that whole area with dirt and completely seal it off for all of time.
I encourage him.
Can I ask the daughter how she knows the boogeyman wants it? I want to ask her if he was looking for it, or like, what does she know about that?
And I'll be talking to the guy, kind of distracting him.
I speak French, so that's an issue.
That's fair.
Nellie is protesting the bury it and stuff, and that it's an important scientific discovery, both science-wise and culture-wise, and that it should be studied more before destroyed. And that if she could only get some additional colleagues here.
Okay, make a influence, persuasion, charm, fast talk, whichever one you took, to see if you can convince Dr. Christian of that. And then before Charlie really gets to be questioning little Dion, Ricky, did you have anything you wanted to do, or are you just watching the chaos ensue?
Mostly just watching.
Okay. Because, chaos is happening, guys. Okay. And quick question, Charlie and Mason, who has the pocket watch?
I have the pocket watch and the arm, so death is imminent.
Okay, cool. Charlie. Oh, yes, Nellie. What did you get?
She failed, so she wants to at least ask if she can take pictures before he does it.
Okay. Yes. He will. What did you roll? And with what?
I rolled an influence, and I needed at least a 30 or below, and I got a 70.
Okay.
So
he asks if you have a camera readily available because he will begin filling it in tomorrow.
She sure does.
Okay. Then he will let her go and take whatever pictures she wants. But as soon as she leaves his property, he is going to destroy and fill in the cellar.
Before that, though, she does say that the bones of these people are people and they deserve to be removed and given proper burial.
Re-roll your 10s dice.
I got a 3. Wait, was that the 100 one?
Sorry. Yeah, the not the single digit, the double digit.
I got a 30.
Okay,
which is what I needed.
You are therefore successful in that respect. He agrees that the people need to be placed into the church courtyard, and you and he can spend some time figuring out who needs to be contacted and whatnot for that.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Charlie, Dion tells you that the boogeyman has told her that he wanted her arm, and that he he would stand over her bed, and she kind of runs her fingers down your arm, stroking it, and she goes, and pet me.
That's weird. Wait, so did he stroke the left arm or the right arm?
She says the left arm.
I don't know what to make of that.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I guess that would be you. You might want to encourage the father to invest in some good locks for the boogeyman.
He can, she's on the second story or something, so I don't think locks are going to make a difference. Maybe since we're taking the arm, he'll leave.
Ricky, as you are watching all of this, you are probably then the only person not directly involved in any conversation. But you notice a misty fog kind of pass over the windows around the salon where you are all standing around and talking, and then it disappears, and the air is clear again.
I mean, that seems like exactly something I'd be doing, just kind of staring off under the window. No, I mean, I'm paying attention, but then seeing something. Yeah. Ooh, shoot, let's go. Yeah, I'm going to go try to follow that direction, go into another room and see if I can still see it.
Okay, yeah, you catch a glimpse of it, and it seems as if this mist, circled the house once and then disappeared.
What was everybody doing when I first saw the
everybody
thing? They were talking about the arm?
Yeah, everybody else was talking. Mason and Charlie were talking to the little girl. Nellie was talking to the doctor. As you followed the mist through, you come back around to the stairs, and Veronique, Dr. Christian's wife, is descending the stairs. She goes, hello. Did you find what you are looking for?
I don't know what we found, lady. You should come see your daughter and make sure she's okay.
Oh, did Dion get out? Oh, that silly girl. And she goes,
yeah, they're all in here. Come on.
Oh, merci. You are a gentleman.
No, I'm not, but let's go.
She takes your arm, and you notice her left hand has been curled with arthritis. And you watch it kind of twitch a little, as if it's able to straighten a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we should get this arm out of here.
And when we walk into the room, I really want to watch Veronique, right?
Veronique, yep.
Veronique, I want to watch her reaction just so she sees everything.
Okay. She goes over to Dion just right away and kind of picks her up and starts scolding her again for leaving the house and going somewhere that is dangerous. She kind of sees the arm. Mason, are you just carrying it? Is it in a bag?
If I had some sort of a satchel, I'd probably put it in that.
Okay.
Otherwise, if we had just come from digging it out and didn't have a bag, then I'd probably just be holding it.
Okay. If Mason would carry a satchel, it's probably placed in there. it might be a little large to fully put in the satchel. You could probably stuff it into your suitcase back at the hotel.
Right.
To stash it away.
Regardless, I would definitely pull it out to see how it reacts.
Okay. Veronique is shocked and kind of appalled by it.
By the arm?
By the arm, because it's just so unnatural is really what she kind of says about it. She doesn't want to touch it. She just kind of leaves it alone. And yeah, just she's not exactly. She's like, oh, well, thank you for taking it. We don't want it in our house. Thank you.
Okay.
So, are you saying that we can take it away and you don't care what happens to it? Right?
No.
That's not what you said.
You can
No,
take it away.
She doesn't want it.
Do not
Good.
want it.
Good. I have some letters to write. And Nellie's going to find the closest writing desk and immediately start writing to some of the historians at Oxford about it, as much as she's and the recount of what just happened around it, and it is asking if we can coordinate with the chemistry professors, and potentially meet somewhere in Paris for further study.
Cool. All right. That sounds great. All right. So you guys have a choice of how long you guys would like to stay here and take care of this, or leave it to the authorities and other what's the word I'm looking for? Professional scholars. Yes, Ricky.
Before anything else, or as we're discussing, or something else, Ricky wants to take the arm and without them really looking, like move it really close and touch Veronique, Wade, and Dion with it.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna let him do that.
Touch them on your left arm. You're gonna have to fight me off.
I have it. I'm just not gonna let go, and I'm gonna be like, "What are you doing?" and like pull it
Why
back.
don't you guys go into the kitchen and talk about this?
Let's do that.
I want to touch them with the arm and see what happens.
Do I notice when they walk away with the arm if like her hand gets better, her arthritic hand gets better or worse? Do I notice anything like that?
Not like immediate. It's not immediate like the rose is dying or anything.
Okay.
No significant reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ricky, do you let me know about the fog?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
But they haven't touched it. I'm gonna see what happens if they touch it, or rather, if I touch them with it.
I'm gonna say that. Well, I think that's pretty disrespectful, and we probably shouldn't do that, especially since she is fairly appalled at it, anyways.
It'll be
think
an accident. It could look like an accident. I'll just be taking it back over to Dr. Nellie and just, oops. I mean, more gentler.
So I want you to hold on to the arm, since I think the cloud is likely the Count, since he originally showed up to us as a cloud. So he might think that I have it right now. So I think you should have it. But try and be respectful. That's all I'll say, and I'll give it to him.
That's a good point. Can we tell if the arm is a male or a female arm?
Props to the chat.
Props to the chat. All right, here's what we got. The arm is smooth and relatively featureless, like china and cool to the touch. Inspected carefully, a repeating pattern of arms can be seen in the ceramic. I have given you all in your Players in London handout a picture of the arm.
Ooh.
So a pattern of arms. Does it look like the roots that we saw when we first entered the building?
Yes.
It does. Wow, okay.
Did we notice if the roots had like shriveled away too?
You guys hadn't particularly looked. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing with chat.
The bicep.
But look at the fingernails; they're black. I think it's it's not a bi arm. It's a non-binary arm.
That's what I was saying.
It's an arm.
It looks like it's part of
It
a
is
doll. Like it looks like it should be able to move.
Like a robot or something?
Yeah.
androgynous because it is sculpted. It is not a person's arm, it is a sculpted arm.
Okay.
But it does look like it was detached from something.
Yes.
That was a question. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Becca, for sending that.
Oh, yeah. You guys are welcome.
As Ricky is going to just say, okay, I'll just take it back out there. It's Dr. Nelly. I think we should probably just leave in the morning.
I think, it's only maybe midday? We could leave now.
Oh, I thought it was night for some reason.
It's afternoon.
We got pretty early and it only took us probably 4 hours to do the whole thing.
With Dr. Nelly's letter writing, it'll be afternoon before you guys are ready to really leave. Yeah.
Could we go back to the Orient Express or go back to Paris or something like that? Would anyone want to do that?
Yeah, I'd be cool with leaving fairly quickly.
Well, Nellie wants to specifically go back to Paris, but that could probably have to be in a day or two. Or actually not a day, probably 2 or 3 days because the mail has to make it back to Oxford. Because that's how she wrote her letters.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna
So
go.
she's down for whatever, but she says that we need to go back to Paris in 2-3 days.
Okay.
Paris is where your train is. So.
Yeah.
We could always just go back to the hotel in Paris that we were at, stay there for a couple nights, and then leave after that. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
We could finally go to the dang catacombs.
Oh, that's true.
Let's go. Let's make mistakes while we're at it. We've got time.
To the catacombs!
Okay, well, Ricky is going to ignore Mason's heating and still just kind of walk by and just gently touch him on the arm with the arm as he walks by, just trying to make it an accident.
They
Right.
don't really seem to notice it.
Okay.
They don't react as if being burned or anything like that.
Okay. That's fine.
And I will let you know, Ricky, that you should probably put it in a bag and kind of conceal it.
I would like to go to the chemist before we leave here.
Okay.
To the chemist!
I would like to run some preliminary tests on this arm to see, one, if it's radioactive. And if it's not, then I think that's okay. And 2, I also want to see if it has what it's made out of, which we can do a couple of different drops. Since it looks like it's ceramic, if we do... there's a... Insert the chemistry word that reacts with different stones. I was a geology major, but I immediately dropped it after Geology 101.
There's scratch tests. There's
There's scratch
different
tests, there's
acids
drop
and
tests. There is a taste test. Geologists actually lick their study.
Yeah. I lived with
So weird. We should have some of that ichor. Is that what it was called? Yeah. We should have some ichor. I put it in my Coke bottle. So if you want to run a test on it, you're more than welcome.
Let's go to the chemist. Let's play science.
Okay, well, Dr. Nelly is playing science. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Are we not going with her?
I mean, are you going with her? Are you not?
I mean, I kind of assumed we were all just kind of going to go on our way back to the hotel or something.
I guess while she's playing chemist, I'll be inspecting the pocket watch.
Okay. And Chris, I'm sorry. What are you doing?
I meant to mute. I'm sorry. I was joking that I was going to take that fake arm and put it in my jacket sleeve with my real arm inside.
And that's
And
when
then
I
just
said
walk
pick
around
the
and-
nose.
Start touching people with it just to mess with them. I mean, that was my backup plan for trying to be sneaky about touching Veronique and...
It sounds like he's going to the chemist with Nellie because he's the one who has the arm.
Probably. I think we're all going to be there. I'm just going to be in the corner messing with a watch.
I would like to be continually asking for lunch because we skipped that.
You did skip lunch.
Why don't you go get us all lunch?
By myself. You seem to never let me alone anywhere, so I figure somebody's got to go with me.
You can be by yourself. It's fine.
Charlie, come with us.
We're in a small town. You can just go to their little deli and get some coffees and sandwiches. There's probably nothing will happen to you.
Come with
Right.
us.
Okay, I'm going to walk down the road by myself. Bye, guys.
We're going to the chemist. We can all go in together and come back together.
Or we can expedite time and she can get us sandwiches.
We're probably heading
I
the
like
same direction.
expediting time. Splitting the group's never a good idea, but it seems like it's safe since it's daytime and she's just going to the deli.
That's what Becca wants you to think.
But Chris, you are correct. You guys are all going to town, and in town is the chemist and the fromagerie and the deli and the cafe and the patisserie.
That's
So-
in those words. Chris, you were right. Yeah.
Chris,
Front
you were
door.
right. It doesn't.
Why would you say the words? All right. Well, anyway, so Nellie starting to get hangry, and so as she's running experiments, she's like, "Wow, there's sandwiches."
Are we like going to the chemist to get supplies and come back? Or
No, we're going to the chemist to use the chemist stuff.
You're
So
not supposed to eat food while you're doing chemistry.
don't tell me what to do.
All right, I'm going to the deli, getting 5 sandwiches, obviously. Because I get 2, and then everybody else gets 1.
Okay.
One on the way back.
Yeah, I eat 1 on the way home. So no one knows.
Okay. The chemist offers you all a Coca-Cola. And you eat and do science at the same time.
Do I find out anything about the watch?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Just made it.
Oh my gosh.
You think you have found the keyhole, and you're kind of surprised that this pocket watch needs a key.
Huh.
Oh, shoot. I just realized something.
Yes.
Can we minutely retcon that before we left that Nellie did take pictures?
Yes.
You said you were going to.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure if it, I wanted it to be explicitly, I wanted the security of knowing that it truly happened.
Okay. Yes, you took pictures.
That also
Yep.
means very detailed pictures of all the bodies. Just so you're aware.
Okay. Cool.
So what kind of key are we looking at? Like, is it something that I could pick, or is it...
Maybe with time you could pick it, but it's probably not going to happen this afternoon.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Okay. You spend the afternoon doing science and eating food and sending Charlie back out for food. Charlie, will you make me a spot hidden check? It is a beautiful afternoon and then evening in this quaint little town as science is being done.
Science.
And Lee, Dr. Nelly, does a lot of her science, and the arm is not radioactive. It is very hard stone. You are unable to break it, and it almost seems, as you are examining the edges where it was broken off, as if it might have intended to break apart along these seams. It is not super duper strong. And the ichor has turned to dust in the Coke bottle. And you get the sense that it is, again, not acidic, but much more of a poison.
Okay. This thing, nobody, none of us are geologists, or our geologist would be dead.
Yep.
Nellie would like to keep the vial of powder at this point. At this point, just recording posterity, because I mean, her career does depend on this entire thing, so she wants to keep it for when she presents it at Oxford.
Makes sense. Cool.
All right, Nellie collects all of her notes. You all are forced to spend another evening in town. And then in the morning, you have the choice to continue to hang around or go back to Paris.
Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
I'd say Paris.
Catacombs.
You go
Catacombs.
back
Yes.
to Paris. Again, the catacombs are still locked because, again, there are guided tours on the first and third Saturday of the month, which will be in a week and a day.
What?
Hey, could I go to that dude bro and see if he can get us a private tour?
He's dead.
Dead.
Yeah, he's the guy that died because he was waiting for us to show up.
I believe Rachel is talking about Philippe. And you are talking about Remy.
She is huge, man. I can't keep them all in my head.
A lot of people.
And yes, the question was raised about when does the Orient Express. It will be leaving probably as you go and double check. It'll be leaving tomorrow at midnight, Saturday at midnight.
What's the lunar cycle right now? That's one of those dumb questions I feel like somebody's going to look up. The truth. Like, I mean, I'm sure you could go back and look. I'm joking.
January 1923 lunar cycle.
I'm going to say it doesn't matter, and we should just get on the train and go.
I mean,
Well, no. So, is the Orient Express kind of the way that, so, like, for example, since we've been looking into this a lot recently, the Amtrak, how there's like the California Zephyr. There's always a California Zephyr that is leaving on Wednesdays.
yes.
So, like,
Yes.
we could potentially stay that week to get to the catacombs and then hop the Orient that Saturday at midnight.
Yes, yeah, it will leave. It'll leave tomorrow, Saturday at midnight, and it will leave on Wednesday at midnight.
Wednesday at midnight. Okay.
What was the?
Because Wednesday at midnight would give us time to actually wait. No, going to the Saturday will give us time to actually go to the catacombs. And then we could leave on Saturday, which would simultaneously also allow Nellie to meet with her contacts
for further analysis of the arm and potentially, because they are historians, potentially finding if there are other pieces and where. Because she's looking for historians to look at this thing too, not just anthropologists.
Your next clue is probably to go to Lausanne in Switzerland. Perhaps meet with Edgar Wellington. You also, let's see here. What other information do you have?
I was able to find a lunar cycle almanac for that. What was the
Farmer's
date?
Almanac.
The
1923, January.
Yeah. The only date that I wrote down on my notes was January 3rd, and that was in October for us.
Was that really
I know it was
October? Holy smokes, guys. Whoa.
Okay, it's important, but you were running with it. I was like, well, everything might be important, what Becca's saying. There was a dumb joke. Let's let the moon phase
No, you're
slide.
fine. 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 12th. It is currently the 12th.
Waning crescent.
Friday.
And what was that guy's name that we're supposed to meet with in Switzerland that you were saying?
You guys were told that you needed to meet with him, but this is the gentleman who had sent a letter to Dr. Christian.
Edgar Wellington, right.
You also, so that is a clue to follow to Lausanne and meet with him.
A letter to him.
Yeah.
It's in your Players in London handout. You believe there might be a piece in Venice or Trieste. Yes. So you're heading towards Switzerland, Italy currently.
Okay. I think Edgar is a good go-to for our next thing.
I think it's
With the arm of the simulacrum in the meantime.
You guys are hanging on to it, right?
The arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're holding on to it.
Hey, do we know it's the arm of the simulacrum? Or did you just take a guess and she didn't deny it?
No, I mean, that's what it says from Beto's notes.
Oh.
The Sedefkar simulacrum was an occult artifact of evil power. It was taken apart and scattered across Europe at the end of the 18th century. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
We're supposed to retrieve the pieces and destroy it. Like, that's our whole thing.
Could we just try and destroy it real quick?
No. Nellie wants to first make all of the scientific study because, again, her career depends on all of this. She's writing about the simulacrum.
Mason, how do you attempt to destroy it? Like,
I was
what
just-
would you do?
Curious, but also a sledgehammer?
Well, Nellie would not let you near it with a sledgehammer. However, in her investigation of it, it was determined that it won't break anywhere except where the seams, so like in that shoulder seam, it appears to almost have been designed to break in that spot.
Right.
Like it is a smooth, clean cut.
And Ricky pulls out his notebook and goes, hey, they said the only way we can destroy it is in its original home somewhere in Constantinople. Yeah, I know. It's going to, as soon as you say that, like we went down this train last time too.
I'm just glad that Becca and I both got grooving.
You do.
Yep.
You did.
Yeah.
I remember the talk, but I was just curious if anyone wanted to try now that we have one. But it's okay. We shall move on.
You can't do it. I don't care.
I guess that's true, but no, she doesn't want to rest on. Well, she should want to rest on her scientific discoveries. She's smart, but she's not a scientist. She's a behavioral. Well, no, she is also a scientist because she does physical anthropology. Anyway, I'm just gonna have a Okay, no, okay.
Should we go to the catacombs? Do we want to run through that real quick and then hop on the train?
That means
Well,
we'll have to wait 8 days to get on the next.
Oh. I thought we were waiting. I thought that was
No.
the consensus.
No, we hadn't talked.
Orient Express leaves on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We don't have to wait a full other 8 days. We have to wait a week and a day the next Saturday to get to the third Saturday of the month.
Oh. I'm good not going to the catacombs.
Yeah, me too.
Catacombs.
Unless we can get a private tour today.
Okay. No. I'd say forget about it because that letter we got from Edgar Wellington says he probably has the scrolls that we need for how to destroy it. So
Which
let's just
I think we sent him back a letter saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
let's just,
If not, Nelly, you should send him a letter just letting him know that we're going to come and visit.
that's like double texting. Like, hey, I was just thinking of you. You didn't respond to my last one 5 minutes ago.
I like of me in a non-5-minute interval.
I do that to Becca. God.
Don't send another letter. Let's just get on a train and go.
I'm gonna start texting Becca in 5-minute intervals.
All right, so we're getting on the train to-
Yeah. Are we doing tonight or Wednesday? Is the question.
I was just thinking tonight.
Yeah, same.
Let's go.
Okay.
Nelly?
Crack the whip. Let's go.
So we're going to Switzerland. Is that the next stop though?
It is.
Lausanne.
She wrote a note that said, "Let's meet in Paris." She didn't say when, so she assumes that she'll get another letter from them. However, I just realized I didn't do what kind of return address did I do? Or can you do a return address to the trains?
You could do a return address to the trains. You could do a return address to Christian Lorien. Either way would eventually get you to the Orient Express.
She'll have done a return address to the trains then.
Any new news while I'm thinking about it? Not sketchy news?
Not sketchy news.
Cool.
You see an article about Signorina Cavallaro, a sopranist in the opera. She had several very exciting performances, and she is leaving Paris Saturday night.
Where's she going?
She's getting on the Orient Express and heading to Italy.
Yeah, she's going to lose her voice. I'm calling it now. But I'm good with that. Let's move on.
All right.
Can Nelly, if we're moving on to the train, can Nelly check her mail and see if Oxford has written her at all about Reginald Thomas, as he's the one who died brutally?
Yes. When you guys get back to your hotel in Paris, there are several letters. There's a telegram to Mason from his family, his wife, who misses him. He also has a telegram from his coach telling him that Sam Smash is touring in Europe, and if he doesn't want to lose his fighting prowess, he should find and his coach will set up a fight at some point in time.
I'll immediately send out a letter that says, "Yes, I'd love to fight. Let's fight in Switzerland."
Okay. Swiss boxing match. Excellent.
That's also really small.
Ricky, you have a telegram that talks about those sweet, sweet Louvre statues. However, in code, it tells you that Larry is in Europe attempting to get new customers, but it's unsure if he's actually working for the family or himself.
I forgot that we gave him the name Larry.
Yeah. Oh, it's written down.
Gil brings ire. Ire.
Excellent. I mean, oh, I'm sorry.
Does Nellie get any letters?
Yes, Nellie, you have a letter from your mother asking about gentlemen callers. And in it, she points out that she has heard about Dr. Reginald Thomas, and it is such a shame. He was such a nice-looking man, and he really had taken a shine to you, and it's just, she just cannot fathom why you continue to push that man away. But it is all lost now. And you also have a letter from your boss, kind of outlining what all you need to make sure you have finished for your tenure application. And they will expect it, within the year.
All right, cool. She'll use that information to realign some of her notes and what she would be writing in her paper. She'll make a nice outline here. A note to, continue studying the count, because if nothing else, making a anthropological article or, interesting and not just sciencey is always a good thing.
In your article, for your notes and stuff, do you have a journal or like a portfolio that you keep loose papers in?
So realistically, she'd probably have both. She would actually probably have an entire satchel dedicated, which would also include like samples. Some, like for example, Margaret Mead always had like a messenger bag where she put like samples of basket weaving and fibers of clothes and stuff like that. So she would probably have an entire satchel with loose papers and a bound journal. So she could also have samples.
Cool.
In that bag, she would also keep the powder now.
Mm-hmm.
Poison powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not taking notes. It's fine.
I would write down that you have some poison powder there.
I just want
So
to
you might
say,
feel it.
it's so sad that Charlie's sticky is so empty. Charlie, give me something.
You find a key anywhere?
Yeah, she'll find a boyfriend.
I'm
Fine.
throwing European men at her to see what ticks. All right.
Is not my thing, apparently. We'll just move on to the Swiss.
They speak more languages. All right. So, does anybody want to respond to any of these or make any contact before you guys leave Paris?
Yes. I would definitely respond to my mother and write, Mother, this is where I'm going next. This is what I'm doing. P.S. Reginald was a
B-bag.
I'm trying to think of like some kind of insult back then. I don't know. She'll just say Reginald was a misogynistic troglodyte who pretty much deserved what he got, and I cry no tears for him. Full stop.
Oh.
Kind of remind myself. Okay, cool.
I think you're digging yourself a grave there with the popo.
You're too paranoid.
Anybody else?
I mean, I have my Swiss boxing match.
I'd just send a coded message back
I should send my wife something too.
where I'm
Just-
going.
Okay, so you're just letting your contacts know, Ricky, where you're going to end up. And do you want information about Larry or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And keep sending me information about Larry.
Larry.
Okay, sweet.
I'll send a letter to my wife telling her that I miss her and that there will likely be a boxing match in Switzerland that I would love for her to come and attend.
Ooh.
I don't know if it will make it in time.
Yeah, it is a crescent.
Well, we'll see.
Oh yeah, you're American.
Oh, wait, no, but we moved to Europe.
Oh,
We're staying
did you?
in Europe. Yeah, I live
Okay.
in. I have it written down. Wells, Austria.
Oh, your
Nice.
family lives in Austria. Okay.
I don't know
Good to
why,
know.
but that's where we're from.
Okay. Nice. All right. Then yes, she probably will be able to attend a match when she knows. Okay. Oh, what other goodies have you guys given me? Oh, right. Don't forget this thing. For all of our viewers, I don't know if you've fully seen. You thought it was just the players who were going to go crazy. Here's my notebook. It's full of extra sticky notes as things happen, and I have to keep track of it all. I feel like I'm the one losing my sanity.
I just
So,
realized
My sanity isn't all that high. My sanity is a 47.
You got
Okay.
one from me.
Wow.
well, here is what happens. As you guys board the plane, I apologize. As you guys board the train, you actually receive a D4 worth of sanity back for solving the left arm of the Sedefkar simulacrum. So you may roll a D4 and add that number to your sanity.
Do we have a max sanity?
Um,
are you kidding
yes,
me?
99.
Did you roll a 1?
I did.
Yeah, phew. So where's everybody at? I'm at 70. Thus far, I'm more sane than Dr. Ellie Nugent.
I have a 75.
Carly's saner than me.
And I have a 48.
It's just because I've been in the right place at the right time this whole time. So
48.
Hey, Nelly.
When Nelly loses her mind, I'm gonna have way too much fun with that.
Yes, we will. I mean, you will. So,
Crazy.
the Orient Express stands ready to depart on Saturday night from Paris's Gare de Lyon station around midnight. It is an exhilarating moment. The shining blue and gold train on the platform, the staff in their perfect buttoned coats gently ushering you, the passengers, aboard. A band plays and the general cheerfulness and celebration fills the air against the cold winter night. Stepping aboard, investigators can bask in the heated train, admire the luxurious paneling and the comfortable berths. You have 2 berths, one for the women, one for the men. They have beds for you all. Your luggage is carried for you and placed. Passports are inspected, tickets are looked at, and those silly questions about are you carrying anything illegal across the border are asked.
Nothing illegal.
I don't think so.
No weapons, no fruit, no objects that need to be remaining here in France.
No. Nothing that needs to remain anyways.
Charlie's gonna pull out an apple from her shirt and hand it to them.
And like a bag of croissants.
Yeah, of pastries and.
She just starts crying.
One in her mouth and then hand the bag.
Then he looks and goes, no, I did not need the pastries, just the fruit.
Oh, yes! There's another one in her mouth.
I was gonna say, as she hands them to the guy, I'm gonna snag one that she's trying to pass him off, and not give it back when she doesn't have to give them.
Rude.
But yeah, we're good to go.
All right. So you all assure the customs officers that it is all perfectly legal, of course. And in the large crowd, you see a vibrant young woman. You might recognize her from that newspaper article as Caterina Cavallaro, the Italian soprano, who, and you remember Veronique was a huge fan of hers. And she is there waving goodbye to her fans, and she will be riding in the train along with you all to the next stop. And this is where we will pick up in January of 2021. You all leaving Paris aboard the Orient Express, having recovered the left arm of the Simulacrum, and ready to face the world and all of its horrors, delights and mysteries.
I was just thinking one last joke. I'll have to go and chat her up and be like, hey, her phone number's 3. Just, that was a dumb joke about phone numbers being really short.
Ricky, I am going to put that you are flirting with Katerina.
Oh, very much so.
So this is where we're going to start in January.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for playing tonight, guys. Did you all have fun?
Yeah.
Arm loads.
Oh, good. I'm glad it was an arm load. Good. I greatly enjoyed running this for you guys. And we will be back in January to all of our friends watching. Don't forget, check out chaosium.com to look at all of their goodies, including the horror on the Orient Express, if you want to sneak peek and see what I change. But really, it's a mystery. There are a lot of awesome adventures, a lot of awesome products, and a lot of ways to get your friends and family into gaming in this holiday season. We want to thank you guys for supporting us here on Iconic Production. It means the world to us. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you in the chat, later on YouTube, catching up, watching any of this, and supporting us. We will still have games here on Monday nights through December, but JM, you might know him as John Matthew DeFoge, the GM of the games Torg and Fading Suns on the Ulysses channel. He is going to be coming back and running Jackals, a game of his own design that is being published next year, I believe. It is incredibly exciting. We cannot wait to showcase it to you. So we, the group here, the Call of Cthulhu group investigators, will be taking the break. There is still a game that is going to be played on Monday nights. You should all come and check it out.
I want to plug too, because I got to be a tester for the game Jackals. It is a really exciting game set in the Golden Age. It is actually a lot of fun to play, and I know that JM spent a lot of time and hard work in working on making it actually really interesting. Subtly different from a lot of other combat systems, but a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah. There's also a good chance that we've been cut off and we're talking to dead air. But
Oh no.
if that's the case.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Right? Pretty much. Yeah. So yeah. But if we have not, this is how. We just want to let you guys know there are still going to be games on Monday nights. There are still games on Friday nights. There's still Torg and Fading Suns on Tuesday and Thursday over on Ulysses International channel. We hope you guys enjoy them all, and we hope you guys find a way to bring the gaming fun to you and yours. So thank you again. Have a lovely week and a good evening, and we will see you all next year. So have a good one. Good night.